Hi, I'm Lynnea.
And I'm Dan.
And this is
Dusted or Busted. We have two episodes this week because Drag Race had 2 episodes this week. And I was hoping for a little bit more dead weight to be cut out, but that didn't happen.
I was hoping for more than one elimination so that we can get through these episodes a little bit faster. This week's mini challenge was the hand modeling, which I thought was actually a step up from some of the mini challenges that they've been doing. However, I don't understand how you would judge that.
Yeah.
Like, Laganja won, but why?
Yeah, I didn't think there was anything special about that.
Some arbitrary reason, and, we didn't really get to see what they did with the nails. It just seemed like some of them had a prettier produce item than others. I didn't know how they were even judging that, but whatever.
The main challenge is to make commercials for RuPaul's new makeup in pairs, and since Laganja won, her pair gets a little bit extra time, but RuPaul, that shady ape, makes the teams himself. So Adore and Laganja got Mean Girls, Courtney and Jocelyn got Hot Mamas, Bianca and Trinity got Glamorous Working Girls, and Dayla and Darian got the Cougars. Laganja was talking about just working with Adore, and her stupid side interviews always seem totally scripted. There's no genuine feeling behind any of it. And then Adore's talking about how fucking stupid all of Laganja's ideas are. And she goes, I was raised right, so I'm not going to say anything about them, but I'm just going to, put my own ideas in. Jocelyn was totally fangirling about working with Courtney Act.
She was. She was saying that it was an honor just to, work with her, which I thought was awkward.
Especially in a competition.
And I think Courtney would try to take direction, and then Jocelyn would get upset because she was saying, well, she's not respecting me, and she thinks I'm on a lower level than her. And, she says I'm the low-rent version of Courtney Act. Well, first of all, Courtney said that in the reading mini-challenge. So if you take something from that mini-challenge personally, that's your own problem. And I just think that if you're going to idolize somebody, then don't think that you're also on their level. It doesn't work that way.
I didn't even think about that.
Courtney's been in the business, I don't
She
remember
said 13 years.
13 years, and she has done it all. And so there are no surprises for her in this competition. She's comfortable doing everything. So if that comes off to Jocelyn as Courtney being stuck up and being very elitist, I think that just speaks to Jocelyn's insecurities. And not even insecurities, but I think because she idolizes Courtney, she wants Courtney to like her so much that any little criticism she takes incredibly personally.
I can definitely see that. And then RuPaul does his walkthrough, and she comes up to Darian Lake and Ben de la Creme, and you can totally tell that Darian Lake is determined to make this pairing not work.
She's setting it up to fail.
It was super awkward.
But what she doesn't realize is if she's going to sink the Titanic, she shouldn't be on it. But you mentioned this before. It was like Mimi on First being paired with Pandora Box, and how Pandora just let that completely destroy her and didn't get past it, whereas Mimi actually tried to do something with it and recognized that that pair could have potential. I thought that Darian was kind of the Pandora of this situation, and she just thought, I don't want to be paired with her, so I'm not even going to try, whereas Bendela was trying to help her and bring her along and had all these great ideas, and then Darian just wasn't having it.
We've mentioned this before, that Darian Lake and Pandora Box are drag family, so I can definitely see the family resemblance there. RuPaul comes up to Trinity and Bianca, and Trinity can't do her lines as usual, and RuPaul's like, Trinity, you really need to step out of your comfort zone. And Bianca's there, cheering her on. And then I realized I can totally see why Trinity and Bianca were put together. Trinity needs someone like Bianca there to help her
kick her
out.
in the butt.
Yeah. So, good for you, RuPaul.
I thought that was going to fall flat because they're such different personalities. But I love that Bianca was like, we are going to get this out of you come hell or high water. I will beat it out of you if I have to. But you are good enough to do this. And I believe in you. And you need to believe in yourself. And you're going to do a good job.
They start filming their commercials. And Adore and Laganja are out first. And the first thing that I thought was Adore looks so good.
I love that wig with kind of the root and then
Mm-hmm.
the blonde, and her makeup was good. And I thought that Laganja looked good also.
Yeah.
For once, she looked a little bit more put together. It wasn't just crazy, because I think that they were trying to go for coordinating outfits. I did like her hair. I just think that Adore's look upstaged her because it looked so good.
Mm-hmm. And then I remember Laganja was in her side interview saying, like, well, I may not be as funny as Adore. And the first thing I thought of was Laganja's mother. I may not be funny, and I may not be a singer, or a damn seamstress. That's all I have to say. Dayla and Darian, I actually didn't hate their video. It was just interesting to see what the shady editing would have done to it.
Yeah. I didn't like it because I didn't like the characters that they put on, and I don't feel like they fulfilled their category of cougar. I mean, I think they had some lines that spoke to it, but I just thought it was really strange and not in a good way.
Yeah, they could have played up like the predatory nature of all of it.
Exactly. I thought for two queens that are such characters, they should have done a better job. Trinity and Bianca's video, I thought it was a little bit scripted, but at the same time, that was Bianca's way of getting Trinity through it. And I liked that when Trinity started to stumble, Bianca was there on the sidelines saying, nope, get it. Like, get it done. You can do this. Courtney and Jocelyn's video,
It was super awkward.
it was awkward. And I felt like Courtney was doing her part, and then Jocelyn just couldn't get it together. Like, the whole thing with the doorbell and who was supposed to answer, RuPaul said, so whoever's house it is, you should do that. And I felt like Courtney was like, okay, so Jocelyn will say it because
it's her package.
right. And so nothing needed to be said, but then the line happened and no one said anything. So then Ru said someone needs to yell, come in. So then Courtney just did it because Jocelyn wasn't saying anything. And then Jocelyn finally goes, oh, I should be the one to say come in because I'm getting the package. And Courtney was kind of like, yeah.
The theme of this week's runway was amazing. It was black and white, and then I love liking all these queens on Facebook because a lot of them will post what they would have worn. And Kelly Mantle would have killed it. April would have killed it.
This was the first runway where I had an issue picking who my favorite was.
So amazing.
There were a couple that I was like, I didn't really like them.
Laganja didn't have eyebrows on.
There was that. So let's start with the ones that we didn't like, because all the other ones I loved. I didn't like Laganja's.
I didn't like Darian.
I didn't like Darian's because those sleeves made her arms look even bigger.
And the little cut that she had around her chest.
It wasn't flattering.
It wasn't, and it looked like she didn't like. It looked like she made it and she didn't sew it in.
Sew it together.
And Jocelyn, I didn't hate because I liked the concept, but I thought that makeup was really, really bad.
It was really heavy.
Yeah.
It was just dark, and her contour was like black, and I was like, you shouldn't paint your face black. But those were the only queens that I didn't like. I loved every single other look. And RuPaul this week on the runway.
Amazing.
Best look yet of all the seasons. That was flawless and stunning, and how it was draped in the fabric. I was living for that. I had to pause the video when I was watching it and just take a moment to take that in before we got to the other queens. It was phenomenal.
Can I just say that I did not dislike Dayla's look. Michelle was really picky this week, I think. Mm-hmm. And I think Dayla's downfall was that weird hair. But I kind of like that little neck piece that she wore. Michelle said, she's hiding behind all these costumes. And the thing is, I don't think she wears costumes. I thought that was a really gorgeous gown. And yeah, the first episode when she did her Golden Girls, that was more costumey, but it was really...
But the runway looks have been almost styled to create a costume.
Right, like RuPaul, that's basically wearing a RuPaul costume.
Right.
What was the theme last week? Oh, Crazy Sexy Cool. Mm-hmm. That was kind of costumey, but...
And when it was Your Best Drag, she does what she does well, which is character and costume. I did think that Vendela looked amazing.
I thought she looked really good.
I understand where Michelle's coming from because they only see them on the runway. And I think that it would be incredibly difficult to go out on the runway and show them your personality through a look.
Right.
I think that when because it happens every season, they ask someone and they say, "You're hiding behind something, we don't know who you are." Well, how are you supposed to know if that's all you see of them? And that's a lie. They work with them on the challenges. So if their personality isn't shining through then I could understand that. But for them to sit there and say, "Oh, we only ever see you on the runway." No, when you're sitting there coaching them, you do see them and you work with them and you get a feel for what they're like.
So who was your dusted on the runway?
I can't even pick one. I
know who you're gonna pick.
I don't know who I'm gonna... RuPaul. I'm just gonna say RuPaul.
I thought you were gonna pick Bianca.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I can't... They were all so
good. My favorite was Courtney Act. I just loved that look. I love the Klaus Nomi thing. I love that she took the resting on pretty comment and worked with it.
And she did something with it.
Yeah, and I thought it was really clever that she had that fish on the platter. So she's still serving fish.
Mm-hmm. Most busted on the runway, I'm gonna say Laganja. Don't wear pants on the runway. End of story.
I'm gonna say Darian Lake because those shoulders and that neckline and everything was just not sitting well with me.
I thought it was really shady when RuPaul announced that they had won. And I can't remember if it was Laganja or Adore, but one of them was like, "I'm shocked." And Michelle Visage goes, "So am I."
Bottom two were Dayla and Darian. And honestly, I thought Dayla's lip sync was better until the reveal. And then she kind of lost it.
Yes, I agree with that completely. My philosophy with lip syncing: keep your wig on, keep your shoes on, keep your clothes on. Unless you have something killer planned, like Roxy Andrews' lace front reveal, do not take anything off.
If you're going to reveal, keep the energy up, because then you get the attention on you.
Make it about the reveal. Don't go to the back of the runway and then, like, pretend like you're not backstage. You're still performing. And while you're back there, the other queen is up front
from the judges,
getting the camera time.
Untucked. Oh, God. Trinity, I love that Bianca was, like, calling Laganja out. I don't even remember what for, because it all seemed to blur together up these two episodes. Yeah. But Trinity was laughing when Bianca was calling Laganja out.
Yes.
I just love that Trinity was so content to just sit back for once.
There was my most favorite moment in Untucked. If you blinked, you missed it. There was this section there. I think they were talking about Laganja, obviously, and Courtney and Adore are sitting on the couch, and Laganja says something stupid, and she and Bianca going back and forth. And Courtney and Adore at the same time, like, give the side eye to each other with this little smirk of, like, "Oh, here we go." And it was cute and it was funny. And I saw that and I had to rewatch it because, again, if you blinked, you would have missed it. But it was just perfect.
Courtney posted a screenshot of that on Facebook.
Oh, my God. I'm going to have it as my backdrop for a while. Because that was the best moment, and it was half a second.
I didn't really have a lot to say about Untucked for this episode.
Untucked was just, again, all about Laganja being Laganja. She cried a little. People got mad at her. My most dusted of the week goes to Bianca Del Rio. Because she, against all odds, got Trinity to freaking deliver. She delivered herself. Her look on the runway was incredible. Her look in the challenge was good. The thing that she did with those baby dolls was hilarious. And I just love her attitude, and I love that when it gets down to it, she'll pull someone else up and help them out. So she is my most dusted of the week.
My most dusted of the week was Trinity K. Bonet, because I just love how she just brought herself up with Bianca's help. And then once she got Bianca's help, she was so confident. She looked beautiful on the runway. That video was great. And then she was really heartfelt in Untucked. So Trinity was my favorite of the week. Mm-hmm. Who was your busted of the week? It's a tough one.
I'm between Laganja and Darian. I'm going to say Darian.
Me too.
Because
I'm tired of her attitude.
I don't think that she should have stayed.
No, I don't think so either.
And
that outfit was unforgivable.
That outfit was awful. I don't know why. I don't know.
They didn't even read her for it, though.
I know.
They didn't say anything about the look.
I don't know what demon compelled her to wear that on the runway.
Milk.
So here's my shade list for the week. These are getting shorter and shorter because all the boogery queens are leaving. First of all, Darian. Why would you not want to work with Bendela, who's going to bring out the best in you if you let her? Also, Jocelyn, because her whole tension with Courtney, which continues into next episode, continues to baffle me. Why don't say that you're on her level, but then idolize her? There's just a complete disconnect there.
I agree with everything you said. This is a nice short video.
Yeah, you're welcome. And we're going to skip predictions this week because, well, you're going to see the next video. So even shorter. Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Well, thank you for watching our next episode of Dusted or Busted. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see how we made this, stick around
watch
for
our next video. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.